The purpose of this session is to write, compile, and run our first Java program. For this, we will use a Notepad text editor and Windows command line. First thing to note is that Java source code files are plain text files. They have the extension .java. Therefore, in writing a Java source code file, you should use a plain text editor like Notepad, Notepad++, but not a word processor like Microsoft Word. Second, Java code is case sensitive. Hello World app is not the same thing as Hello World app with a capital H in the front of the file. Or system.out with a capital S is not the same thing as system.out with a small s. System is a file, built-in class in Java, but not system with a small s. Next, we will notice that comments are between /* and //. Anything between /* and // is for you. It's for your information. Why you wrote this code, what does this code do, so that you can come back and revise and make changes as necessary and not forget. These are completely ignored by the compiler. So after you have written a source code file, we will compile it by using on command line the Java compiler called javac or javac, like so. Javac and then the name of the file with .java extension. Make sure that the environmental variable path is set so that Windows can find this javac and run it. Otherwise it will complain. So if no errors are found by the compiler and you have done everything by the book, javac will create a file with the same name but will give the extension .class. And to run this to run this program, you will use Java interpreter Java by the name Java and then the name of the file. But this time you will not use the word, you will not use the extension .class. So let's see this in actual practice, how it works. So for this purpose, on my C drive, I have created directory Java, and in that directory I am going to put my source code files, and compiler will create the .class files also in the same directory. So in this directory I have nothing, in fact. Let's now create our first Java program. And as I said before, this is the simplest program that every programming language as the first lesson creates. So we are following that tradition. First, anything between /* and // is comments. We are simply telling ourselves that we're going to create a simple program which will print out hello world to the standard output. In this case, the console from which we are running javac and Java interpreter. So here is our class that we have created, hello world app. Between this brace and this brace, whatever is the definition of the class. Class has one method called main, and main has number of qualifiers in front of it, public, static, void. It has some arguments which are always given like this. So let's for the time being not worry about what this means. Public simply means that the method can be called from outside the class. Void means it doesn't return anything, and so on. But for our purpose, we are simply using this to compile the program through Java compiler. So we'll come back to what these all mean and how to write it a more functional program later on in these classes. So main program does only one thing. It invokes the system class libraries to print out a sentence or some words, hello world, on the console. And notice also over here / displays a string. This is also a comment. So any line after / anything after that on the line will be ignored by the compiler. It's a comment. And so this is simply our program that we are going to compile. So let's do that. So first let's save this file, of course. Let's make sure that it's saved with the .java extension, not .text extension. So we save it and let's check. Sure, we have a file, hello world app. Now we are going to compile this source code. Good news, the compiler did not generate any error. Silently, it did something and came back with a prompt. That's actually good. If there were errors in the source code file, it would have complained at this point and would have pointed out some errors, quite often a lot more than you expected, because it goes way beyond your source code files to compile this. So if we see in our directory now, we'll see there are two files. One is the file that we saved .java, and the other file is the same name but with the extension .class, which the compiler has created. So that's our program which will run. Now we'll run it through the command line Java. Without the extension .class. Sure, it produces hello world as we said. So if you have come this far and you have successfully produced this output on the console, hello world, congratulations, you're well on your way to becoming a good Java programmer. See you in the next classes.